YouTube. What up, what up, what up? It's your boy, BK, BKBangers.com, coming to you live in a living color. Today we got a new joint. Well, let me start off by saying happy Sundays to you. Today is episode 2 of Skool Sundayz. Skool Sundayz. Last week was a little crazy. Went through a lot of technical difficulties. This week we up and running. Everything is good. I already got the sample pulled up, and we ready to go. The sample this week comes from Zala Pegasi. It's an old jazz funk kind of soul, jazz funk soul record. You know, those kind of movies you'll hear in, I said movies, those kind of songs you'd hear in like them old movies. What they call that? Like those old black films back in the day. Yeah, so I'm gonna play the sample and begin another sample so y'all get a feel of what we're working with today. For the sample, hopefully I don't get copyright claims on this one, but if I do, it is what it is. I'm out here, we're just teaching the people, you know what I mean? It's for educational purposes only. All right, so we're gonna get right into it. We know that we want to find the BPM, so that's what we're gonna start off with. Go over here to the MPC, and we're locked in. Find the BPM. We're gonna find the BPM of this track. So what we do is we scroll back. Put this over here so y'all can see. So so we're gonna see this little that little tail in the beginning. We're gonna get rid of that right away. Gonna get rid of that. Discard. Okay. Oh, wilded out. Let's undo that. Undo. It's not discard. It's delete. Alright. discard. Alright, close. Okay, so I'm gonna get it around the 2 bar. Let's see, start here. I was starting with it on 4 beats, 4 ticks, but rather than doing it in 4 ticks, I'm gonna do it in 8 ticks, which is, 8 beats, which is 2 bars. So right now you can see that the BPM is on 120 BPM. So the time signatures, as you can see, although I started in the middle, I didn't actually get it at bar 1. I started between bar 1. As you can see right here, it's in between bar 1 and bar 2. Close to the ending is actually between beat 1-3 and beat 1-4, right? So, and then the 8th beat is between beat 4-1 and beat 4-2, okay? So when we calculate the BPM, you'll see that it'll snap back and it'll be accurate, more accurate with the timing. Alright? So watch. So what we do is we go to tune. And see, number of beats is 8. And right now it's saying 94.5. Okay? So the tempo of this track is 94.5. So we put in 94.5, and there you go. You seen the grid move. So I'm gonna undo that. Y'all seen the grid move in the background. Okay. I'm gonna close this so y'all can see. I want y'all to see, pay attention to this part of the grid. Okay? Now we're using the MPC software within Studio One. So Studio One is the master and the MPC is the slave of the master. So the BPM is 120. So now Shift Command Z. If you're on a Mac, is Shift Command Z is to redo. Command Z is to undo. So you guys are seeing the grid move, right? Pay attention. undo, redo. Alright, so do y'all one even better. I'm gonna go over to the main. And I'm gonna put it on pad 1. Samples. Alright, so we know that was, we calculated the BPM, so we know that it's 94.5, and we counted out 8 beats, which is 2 bars. So as you can see, we have it on loop for 2 bars. So we're gonna play it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's a perfect loop. Okay. So let's get the LCD back up so y'all can follow along. Alright, so but we're not gonna keep it like, we're not gonna keep it at the original BPM. We're gonna go back into the sample and we're gonna pitch the audio. 94 was a good sample, was actually good. Kinda like it's slow. Alright, so I'm speeding. Before I calculate the BPM, we're gonna chop up the sample to exactly how we want it to be chopped. So I kind of like this this little loop section. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna extract that, and I know that for right now. Save. Alright, for right now, we know that that can be used as a loop. But I'm gonna go back through the whole thing and see what I want. Alright? Rock with me. $65 bars. Yeah. This is 65, 67. So it's 68. 68. See, it's all about math. So a quick way to know how many chops or slices you want, right? Or to get a better accurate, because I want to just tune it all in one. I don't really want to slice them up, then tune it. It's quicker to just tune it one time and then chop. So we know it's 68 bars. There are four beats in each bar. 4 times 68 equals 272 each. Alright, so I don't know if y'all can see that, but the calculator is saying 4 beats times 68 bars equals 272 beats. Alright, let's see. And remember that we already know that the BPM is 94.5. So now you're seeing that it's saying the tempo is 2.8, right? So let's put in 272. 94.9, give or take the 94.5, because there's still a tail at the very end of the sample. And unfortunately, with the MPC software the way where it's at right now, you can't go jump to the end of the well, I lie. Hold up. Hold on. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go right to that end and get rid of that tail. Man, that tail is kind of good. I could use it for something. No, I kind of like that tail, man. I'm not gonna get rid of that. What I was gonna do was I was gonna get rid of the tail and get the BPM so it'll say 94.5 the way we had it originally. But now it says 94.9, so it's up by 4 beats. Or it's up by 0.4 rather. So like I said, I rather tune it this way and get the groove to how I want it rather than chop them mini slices and then do the tune. It's more tedious that way. So I'll get the tune to where, or the pitch where I want it as a whole, then do my slices. Alright, so rock with me. Too slow, so I'm going in between 84 and 89. So I kind of see where it's at is kind of smooth. The 84. Alright, so we're gonna do 84 and watch the grid. So you can see that it added. Let me close out of this. So we know it's 84.6, right? So watch this part of the grid right here. You see that originally we had it at 68.1 bars. It added, by me tuning it down, it added extra bars. So now it's saying 73, and I'm pretty sure it's more than 73. If I open up, see, it's actually 76. It's saying 76 bars. So it added 10 bars by me tuning it down. Okay? But watch, and that's because it's still at 94.5. So We said we got it at 84.6. So when I put it at 84.6, the grid snapped back to 68, 84.6. See it? It snapped back. Undo that. 73. Pay attention to over here. Okay. Redo. See, it snapped back. All right. So this is where we at currently. So what I'm gonna do is, I like how it sounded originally. So trick of it is, so what a lot of people don't tell you out there is when you sample something, when you hear a sample or a song that you like the way it sounded, right? That's what brought you to it, and it made you actually listen to it and fall in love with it. We as producers and artists, we produce, especially for the samplers out there, those of us that still sample, we still like the sound of the record that we're sampling. When we alter it, such as when I tuned it, now what I'm gonna do is to bring it back to the original sound that brought my attention. I will pitch it back up +2. So when I pitch it back up +2, and so listen, this is how it sounds after I right? So that's the original. That's what I want it to sound like now, right? That's the tempo, the BPM that I want to work in. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pitch it up +2. As it's processing, I'll explain it. You pitch it up 2, and as you pitch it up 2, it brings it back to the original sound of what it sounded like originally. So the tone and everything sounds the same, but it's actually playing at a slower rate. It's tuned down. This might take a while because I got the whole, it's doing the whole 66 bars or 67 bars, whatever that was. It's doing the whole thing. So this is the downside of doing it like this rather than chopping it in pieces. Because if I did it in pieces, it would have been much faster. Like, it wouldn't be taking this long. Take a minute. This might take a while, guys. I'll edit it out and chop it up, so y'all won't be waiting this long. Sentia water. Gotta stay hydrated. This is taking very long. I can't even cancel it. Okay, we're gonna be here for a minute, it seems. Alright, so we're back. That took way too long. So now that we got it, we pitched it up. We pitched it down, tuned it down to get the BPM, and we pitched it back up to get it back to the original sound or tone. Right, so see the difference? It's more faster, right? Alright, so y'all get the point. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get into the tedious stuff. We're gonna get into chopping up the sample into portions of what we want to work with. Okay, so rock with me. Thank y'all for stopping through today and getting this work. Alright. Alright, so I could do it manually, or I could do it. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 options to do it. I like doing it manually, but this is a lot of it's gonna be a lot of manual labor. So I'm gonna try threshold to see how much it does. $128 chops, and it didn't even do everything. Get them in smaller pieces and then chop them up that way. But these chops aren't bad. I'm gonna work with the scraps I was given. Alright, so I'm gonna work with that. So I'll convert it over. Mind y'all, that's 128 chops. And then go back to the sample. So, new program. I bet. Save that. So I'm gonna let it loop and find the drums. Alright, so pretty much got the kick, the snare. Probably get a crash. Alright, see what the bass is. Alright, so I won't mess with the bass until I figure out what the key of the song is, because, you know, I'm doing it by ear. I'm not sure what the key is as of yet. We'll get to that later on. But I want to see. Alright, so while it's saving, as a recap to what we've done so far, we've chopped up the sample into its own group. We brought in some drums. We got the sample full, not the chops of the sample. We're gonna get to the chops of the sample in a minute. I just want to get a feel for how the swing of the drums is gonna be. So what I'm doing right now. So, alright, rock with me. I'm checking the transients. transient. So this is, what was this? This was a, so this is a TAM. Just for example, this is the TAM. I said I'm checking the transient. So that means is if I want to start it exactly here rather than here. See, it's a little gap there, but I like that gap. If you had a kick or a snare and you had that much space in the beginning, you would want to chop it. Bring it in closer. Alright, so it's Sample Skool Sundayz, y'all. So I'm just giving y'all some gems. Alright. Lay down some hats, turn off the metronome. We might go back over the hats. I just wanted to get that annoying metronome out of the way. So what we did, we just laid down a kick and snare track. I basically, cycled between 2 sets of snares and 2 sets of kicks. So we're gonna move along. Alright, so I need to start labeling these tracks, but I'm gonna label the tracks, and then when it flip back over, I'll explain what I did. Crash. Alright, so now that the tracks are labeled, it makes the job easier. So when I drop it and I extract the audio files and I drop them back here into Studio One, it'll be easier for me to know exactly what I'm doing. So as a recap, we chopped the sample, we tuned it, we pitched it, we found the BPM, and then we chose some drums. We laid out the drums. Now what we're gonna do, is we're gonna copy the sequence to 2. We're gonna change the program to the chopped up program, and then we're gonna play with the chops. That crash is in an odd place, man, but we gonna leave it. Okay. Drop the ball on that. Hold up, I dropped the ball on that one. I might not catch that back. Alright, so I got the chops for right now, and it's cool. I like how it's sounding. There's just this chop in the beginning right here. I gotta switch that, and I gotta switch the way it plays out in the end. Now I have 2 options. When I extract to audio, I could easily, rather than it being in MIDI, I can easily just slice up slice it where I want it to actually begin, and then place it that way, rather than using the MIDI. The MIDI is cool, but it's cool to have it actually in the audio form, so then I can manipulate it easier. It's less tedious that way. But I'm gonna let it play out the way it is. I'm gonna do a next sequence. I'm gonna copy and paste this. I'm gonna play it so y'all can hear it. Then I'm gonna copy it over to a second sequence. Bring this LCD down a little bit. See that crash? I like where it's at, but it's throwing off the groove. Usually that crash comes in on the 1. That crash isn't on the 1. That crash is actually on shit. It's on the 1. It's on the 1-2, right? See, it's on the 1-2 rather than being on the 1-1. So it's kind of throwing the groove off a little bit, but it's all right. It's cool. So let's see what the transition sounds like. Go back here. No bueno on that, but I know what the problem is. Being that this is an extended loop, see something. Change this program to mono. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that. We figure that out. Alright. So I like how this joint is coming along. So we got the sample. What we're gonna do is to make adding some bass noise to it a little bit more simple. We're going to go over here to Key Finder and run the analysis. It's in G minor, G major. I doubt that's major. So you can hear the tonality is different. So what I'm gonna do now I got the drums. I got the sample. I'm gonna work on bass. 42066. Bass sound. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna add this bass. I don't know how we're gonna add it, but we're gonna make it work. So we got the bass down. The only thing left to really do is to sequence it out, and it becomes a song. And then we're gonna filter out the bass. Let me go to sequence 1 and show y'all what I'm talking about, because right now it sounds crazy. As a matter of fact, I could just do this. Also the same things. So that's pretty much the track, man. Like I said, all I gotta do now is bounce it over, extract the audio, put it into Studio One back here, and sequence out the song. I can sequence it in the MPC, but I'm going to mix it down and everything, so I'm gonna do all of that within Studio One itself. So as a quick recap for today's Sample School Sunday, it's a lot of chops. It's a lot of chops, man. We started with this sample right here. Oh, let's do this one. We started with this. Right? We switched it to this. We pitched it. We tuned it down by 2 semitones. And then we pitched it back up plus 2 semitones to get it to the original tone but played at a different tempo. Then we made chops. Alright, so then we chopped up the sample. Then we did chops. There's also back here, I want to get something with this. I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but I'm going to do something with that. But so we chopped up the sample. We sequenced out the chops. We played some drums. That's pretty much it, man. So y'all got a lot of work today. Y'all learned some things. Y'all learned how to chop up the sample. Y'all learned how to choose the right drums. I covered the transients, how to adjust the sample to get the right transient. And I showed y'all how to choose the right bass. I got a lot of stuff today, man. I'm proud of this one. So that's pretty much it, man. Thank y'all for stopping by. This is episode 2 of Sample Skool Sundayz. Continue working on this, getting it to sound better, sequence it out. But for right now, it sounds good. So this was episode 2 of Sample Skool Sundayz. I want to thank y'all for y'all time. I know it's Sunday. Y'all either coming from church, going to church, cooking Sunday dinner. These are for the viewers who catch it on Sunday. If not, whenever you catching it, thank you for spending your time with us over here and learning some stuff. I hope you guys picked up some stuff today. It's your boy BK, bkbangers.com. I want to say salute to you. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Be sure to hit the Liberty Bell is what I'm calling it. It's adjacent to the subscribe button. So make sure you hit that Liberty bell so you will be at liberty to be notified whenever we post up some new content. Okay, again, it's BK, bkbangers.com. Peace, love, and light to you and yours. All right? Peace.